Hello people and welcome back to our channel with another facts video. And this time, we have everyone's favorite or maybe some people's, well, it's a different debate. So we've Scarface, the movie where Tony Montana goes from a broke Cuban immigrant to the ultimate kingpin. And that too with a taste for flashy suits, massive piles of, sugar, of course, and an ego bigger than his mansion as well. Yeah, that one. Al Pacino delivers pure, unfiltered intensity with more F-bombs than a sailor's dictionary. But beyond all the chaos and machine guns, this movie has some mind-blowing behind-the-scenes stories. So, are you ready to dive into 20 things you never knew about this cult classic? First remake of the 1932 film. Starting our list with The Secret of Scarface. You might not know this, but Scarface, 1983, is not an original story of crime. Well, it's not a joke. It's actually a loose remake of the 1932 film of the same name. Yes, even the same name. It was set in the gritty streets of Chicago during the Prohibition era. But let's fast forward to the 1980s. The Chicago scene shifts to Miami, where the cocaine boom is in full swing. This modern retelling captures the essence of the original while infusing it with the raw energy and excess of the 80s. 2. Original director next up, we're talking about the director. Did you know that Sidney Lumet was initially at the helm of Scarface? Yes, the legendary director was set to bring this story to life, but sadly, things didn't quite work out. Lumet had a vision for a more political film, talking about the one that would blame the Reagan administration for the rise in cocaine. Well, it doesn't sound too engaging to me at least. However, this didn't align with the producer's vision as well, and he was eventually replaced by Brian De Palma. I wasn't wrong, was I? It's fascinating to think about how different the film might have been under Lumet's direction. But Scarface's fate was written to be in Brian's hands. 3. Oliver Stone's involvement. This one is about the writer. I'm talking about Scarface's scriptwriter. You might get shocked to know that Oliver Stone, the man behind the script, had a very personal connection to the subject matter. Stone had struggled with cocaine addiction himself, which of course gave him a unique perspective on the world he was writing about. His involvement was prompted by Sidney Lumet's initial interest in the project, and it's clear that his experiences added a layer of authenticity to the story. His once struggle became helpful in writing a detailed vision of it, don't you think? 4. Al Pacino's interest time for the actors. So, starting with one of the most iconic actors of our time, Al Pacino. He was literally the driving force behind bringing Scarface to the big screen. Let me explain this thing a little more to you. After watching the 1932 version, Pacino was captivated by the character of Tony Montana and saw an opportunity to create something special. And he definitely did. He was instrumental in developing the feature film, and his passion is evident in every scene he's in. Talk about mind and experience. 5. Tony Montana's name. Here's a fun fact about the famous Tony Montana's name. The infamous protagonist was named after a football star. But did you know that he's only referred to as Scarface once in the entire film? And guess what? It's in Spanish. Oh, Tony? Well, this little might be a detail, but it adds a layer of depth to the character. 6. Filming locations. You might be surprised to learn that very little of Scarface was actually filmed in Miami. Even the entire film settings were mainly in Miami. Instead, most of the scenes were shot in Los Angeles and other locations. It's a proof to the filmmaker's ability to create an immersive environment that feels authentic, even when it's not. 7. Fake cocaine. This one will amaze you. The cocaine used in the film was fake, but it still caused issues like they were using some real stuff. It caused some real health issues for Al Pacino. Poor Pacino. His nasal passages took a hit, and you might be thinking he would have got better. But hear me more. His nose wasn't the only body part to suffer damage during filming. It's a small price to pay for creating such an iconic character, but it's a reminder of the physical toll that acting can take. 8. Steven Spielberg's contribution. Did you know that Steven Spielberg, yes, that Steven Spielberg, directed a single shot in Scarface? It's true. During the famous gunfight at the end, Spielberg stepped in as a favor to Brian De Palma. It's a fascinating piece of trivia that highlights the camaraderie and collaboration within the film industry. 9. Michelle Pfeiffer's audition. Now, you might get a kick out of this. Michelle Pfeiffer, your favorite, wasn't even the first choice for Elvira. Believe this? I didn't when I first heard about it, but she certainly made an impression in her final audition. She accidentally cut Al Pacino with a plate. It sounds more like a scene from the film, right? Despite initial reservations from both Pacino and De Palma, producer Martin Bregman fought for her to land the role. And guess what? She got that. Can you imagine anyone else playing Elvira now? 10. John Travolta's near role. Here's a what-if scenario for you. John Travolta was almost cast as Tony Montana's sidekick, Manny. Can you imagine Travolta in that role? Nope, I can't. It's an interesting thought, but ultimately the part went to Steven Bauer, the one who fits well for the role. Sometimes these near misses can lead to even better outcomes, and in this case, Bauer brought a unique energy to the film that's hard to replace. 11. Controversy and criticism. You might not know this, but upon its release, Scarface was a lightning rod for criticism. Yes, you heard it right. Your favorite, in fact, many people's favorite, got criticized. The film's graphic violence and strong language were deemed too excessive by many. It earned the movie a reputation as one of the most violent movies of its time. While some critics lambasted it for its brutality, others praised it as a gritty and unflinching portrayal of the drug trade. Count me in, though. This dichotomy set the stage for a film that would be both reviled and revered. 12th. Box office performance. Here's a surprising fact. Scarface wasn't a box office hit. I'm sorry for breaking it down too soon, but it is what it is. When Scarface first hit theaters, it became a box office smash, even despite its eventual cult status. It made a respectable $66 million worldwide on a budget between $23 and $37 million. But it was only the 16th highest grossing film of 1983. It's hard to believe that a film so iconic today didn't immediately resonate with audiences, but at least it earned almost double what it used to be made. 13. VHS rescue, hear me out. Scarface owes a significant part of its cult status to VHS. After its initial theatrical run, which was not so good, the film found new life on home video. Did it work? Well, it became a staple of many video collections. This VHS rescue helped Scarface reach a wider audience. Call it saving from the edge. 14. Cultural impact, did you know? Scarface has left an unforgettable mark on popular culture. It's not just any ordinary movie, but this phenomenon has influenced generations of filmmakers and continues to shape modern media. And believe me, it's referenced everywhere. Literally everywhere. From hip-hop lyrics to music videos, Scarface has transcended cinema to become a cultural touchstone. And next time you hear a rapper name-drop Tony Montana, you'll know why. 15. Iconic quotes. Here's something that will make you smile. Scarface is famous for its quotable lines. Remember that? Say hello to my little friend? Well, It got ranked 61st on AFI's top 100 quotes list at that time. This line, delivered with Al Pacino's signature intensity alone, had become a cultural staple. It's been parodied, quoted, and referenced countless times. Who knew one line could become such a phenomenon? 16th, AFI Rankings. You might be amazed to know that Scarface holds a special place in the American Film Institute's AFI Rankings. It's ranked 10th on AFI's list of top 10 gangster films. And get this, it's the only remake to appear in the same list as the original film. Isn't that wild? This distinction underscores the film's unique place in cinematic history and proves its enduring influence in the gangster genre. 17. Brian De Palma's vision. Here's something intriguing. Brian De Palma didn't just make a gangster movie with Scarface, he crafted a twisted version of the American dream. Surprised? His vision taps into deeper themes of ambition, power, and the corrupting influence of success. Rather than a simple crime drama, Scarface offers a biting commentary on the darker side of American society. Now, doesn't that make you see the film in a whole new light? 18. Martin Scorsese's warning. Check this out. Martin Scorsese, of all people, warned producer Martin Bregman before Scarface hit theaters. Scorsese told him, "Hollywood is going to hate this movie, all because of its intense graphic content." Crazy, right? And guess what? Scorsese was spot on. The film faced harsh criticism for its violence and language. Isn't it fascinating that Scorsese, a master of gritty films himself, saw the backlash coming? 19. X-rated version. You might be shocked to know this. Brian De Palma actually sneaked the X-rated version of Scarface into theaters. Unbelievable, right? The only major cut was a severed arm in the infamous chainsaw scene. But by pushing back against the MPAA's strict rating system, De Palma made a bold statement. The result? It added even more to the film's notorious reputation. How's that for daring? 20. Legacy and sequel attempts. Finally, here's something that might blow your mind. Despite its legendary status, Scarface never had an official sequel. Don't be surprised, because there's more. There have been plenty of attempts to continue or remake the story, but nothing's come close to capturing the original's magic. The latest update? A new remake is in the works with director Luca Guadagnino attached. It's incredible how Scarface continues to inspire new adaptations, right? And there you have it, 20 things you never knew about Scarface. Who knew the behind the scenes was just as wild as the movie itself? If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tony Montana's world, go ahead and hit that like button. Got any other fun Scarface trivia or favorite scenes? Drop them in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. And don't forget to subscribe for more insider movie facts and hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. Stay tuned for more.